What is going on, guys? This is Elijah here for Football Recaps, and today I am back with another college football prediction video. And today we will be talking about the Auburn Tigers going on the road versus the Penn State Nittany Lions, and a nighttime game which is at 7:30 p.m. At Beaver Stadium at Penn State. And this is going to be a very interesting game because this is going to be Auburn's first true test of a Power 5 opponent, and it's non-conference as well. So this would help them as also because they're in the SEC, and this would help prepare the new head coach for Auburn, Ryan Harsin. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Ryan Harsin. I can't remember, the Boise State head coach who accepted a job after Gus Malzahn got fired. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game because Auburn hasn't played really anybody that good because Akron's not really that great, and they played Alabama State, so they had 2 easy wins. Meanwhile, Penn State played really well against Wisconsin. I remember watching that game. It was a low-scoring game, 16-10, and of course they played Ball State, which, I mean, is Ball State. They killed them, and so I think, in my opinion, this game is going to be like another one of those high-intensity defensive games, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see how well Auburn will do with the crazy atmosphere at Penn State. I really, really would love to go to Beaver Stadium and witness the atmosphere because that's one of the best fan bases, in my opinion. And I want to watch Auburn as well in Alabama. Auburn versus Alabama, it's like on my bucket list. Penn State versus Ohio State at Penn State, and of course Auburn, Alabama. That would be my bucket list games to go to, and I would be so amazed watching those teams. But anyways, all right, so let's go ahead and go to the matchup predictor, and then we'll go to season leaders, and then we'll go to the team stats as well. So matchup predictor, we have Penn State over Auburn with 62.2% over 37.8. All right, and then we'll go to the season leaders right now. Let me see if I can scroll or zoom in right here. And it'll be on ABC Network as well at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so the season leaders, we have Bo Nix with 2 games so far, 20-22 completions to attempted to completed passes, 275 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Sean Clifford, 18 through 33. I mean, not great. 247 yards, but almost similar to Bo Nix's kind of with the passing yards, and 1 touchdown because both teams are more of a running type team in my opinion. Then we got Auburn. We have Bigsby Tank Bigsby. My bad. I remember him. I think he's a sophomore or freshman this year, but I do remember him at Auburn recruiting him, and his name is Tank. He has 13 carries, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns, so they'll be most likely using him a lot in the rushing game. Then we have Kane for Penn State, 8 carries, 48 yards, and 1 touchdown. I remember last year during COVID, literally half of Penn State's running backs were injured too, which is insane. And receiving yards, Auburn, we have Jackson, 5 receptions, 79 yards, and of course Dotson for Penn State, 5 receptions, 102 2 yards, and 1 touchdown. So that's pretty good in my opinion. All right, so team stats wise, Auburn has 60.0 because of Alabama and Alabama State and Akron, and then Penn State has 16 points per game due to Wisconsin, but they did kill Ball State had 44 points in that game. Points allowed per game, this is going to be pretty big for both teams. Auburn 10 points, and of course Penn State 10 points allowing. Total yards allowed, Auburn 613 points, or no, total yards on offense 613 to Penn State's 297 on offense. Not really great for them though. Yards passing wise, 297 to 247. Yards rushing, Penn State definitely needs to fix that on rushing. Yards rushing and 316 to Auburn's, while Penn State 50.0. Yards allowed on defense, 188 yards allowed on defense for Auburn, and that's not great for Penn State. 365 yards allowed on offense. Passing yards allowed, we have 191 to Auburn's passing yards allowed. And of course, Penn State pretty good with passing yards, 185 to 0. All right, so the rushing yards is negative 3.0, which is kind of crazy, but that's a fact because Auburn hasn't played anybody really good yet. So yeah, and of course Penn State had 180 yards, 0.0 allowed for rushing. So in my opinion, I know this is probably going to make Auburn fans mad, but it's at Penn State and it's a night game, and those fans get very, very loud, and that can cause a lot of issues for the offense. And this all has to go towards Bo Nix to see how well he'll do against the pressure and against a top-ranked team like Penn State, and especially in night game, was prime time. I honestly think that, in my opinion, that Penn State will win, of course, let's say by 13 points. That's just my opinion. They're going to win by 13 points. And if Auburn wins, so be it. I have no control over the game. That's just my opinion. I think that it's at home, and I think that Auburn's going to struggle against Penn State's defense. And, of course, Auburn hasn't had a true test yet. And so that's just my opinion. Auburn's a good team. They always have a good defense. But I think that Penn State wants it more. And I think that Auburn's going to struggle against an atmosphere like that. And that's just my opinion. I have no control over the game. Like I said before, I have Penn State winning this game by 13 points. Let me know what you guys think, and more college football videos on the way. And see you guys later. Football recaps here. Y'all have a great Sunday, and peace out.